You should've messed with me. You should've messed with me. You should've messed with me.
Yo, Gooners, Goonerettes, what's going on, people? Time to talk transfers! Now, guys, the big talk now this week is Lavia. Liverpool exploring the cost of what it would take to bring him in, and Southampton now value him. Isn't it funny how everybody has an initial value? West Ham said 80 million and they wanted 100 million for Rice. Brighton, probably the same thing with Brighton. They said 70, 75 million, and now they've seen what's going on with everybody else, and they want 100 million for Casado. So everybody seems to be up in value. Same with Arsenal. We're talking about Xhaka now. Buy Leverkusen in for Xhaka. First it was 12 million. Now it looks like they're going to have to at least pay 21.5 million to get that done, which is double the asking price. So this is just the inflated market we're living in now. We're in a downturn, a lot of people struggling for money, but yet we're seeing inflation just going crazy, and that is filtered over to football as well. Now with Lavia, Liverpool have reportedly made him their priority transfer. And so they've already added Alexis McAllister, and we know they've added Dominique as well from RB Leipzig. So listen, this would be a really good buy for Liverpool, but I think if Arsenal lose Xhaka and Partey, then he becomes a priority for Arsenal. Let's remember, guys, Lavia is only 19 years old. 19. And Southampton only paid 12 million for him from Manchester City the season before. So it's going to be one of those things that I think this one's going to drag on a little bit because Southampton is going to want to dig their heels. Isn't it weird? When a team gets relegated, normally their players and the costs are devalued. We've seen that happen with quite a few players like Maddison. We saw it happen when Norwich had a few players. The value of Max Aarons. We saw what happened with Buendia. All of these players went for less because the team was getting relegated. But it doesn't seem to be affecting quite of Southampton in that way. Maybe to a point Leicester has tried to hold their targets, but even 40 million for Maddison, there's just no way that, you look at someone like Mason Mount and he's gone for a lot more than Maddison. So to me, that doesn't, somewhere along the line, that doesn't make sense how you can have those players valued at their initial fees and then you have someone like Grealish who's 100 million. It doesn't really make any sense, does it? So I think Liverpool are gonna really try hard for this one, and if Arsenal are gonna be serious about it, they need to get into the game and act fast now. Now Arsenal, we know that they're Arteta looking to overhaul the squad right now, but we have to balance the books for FFP. So this is the reason why I think we're entering a stage of where they brought in three of their big guns, and now they're looking to cash in on some money. So the Xhaka is destined for Bayer Leverkusen. Kieran Tierney, the interest in Newcastle is gone, but there's still a little bit of interest in him. And then there's the talk about Celtic, which I don't think is big at all. Whereas Balogun is looking for game time. He's still not sold on staying at the Emirates, although we hold the keys in that because he still has 2 years left. So Arsenal actually could afford to keep him for another season, then sell him next summer if need be. And I think that's a good thing to do because you've got the chance to see if this guy can translate his skills into the Premier League. Now, not a lot of players can do that, and for me, he's still below Nketiah on the spectrum because Eddie proved a lot last year in terms of he can score at the top level. Not just that, but he can link play, and his pressing and defensive skills is probably second to none on the team. Balogun doesn't have that. He doesn't have that hold-up play. He doesn't have the defensive intensity of Nketiah. So I think that Balogun still is behind Eddie on the pecking order. And I think it's imperative that if you sell somebody, then it's probably going to have to be Balogun because Eddie's proven, if Eddie goes in there, he's going to do a job for you. Balogun at the moment is still an unknown quantity in the Premier League. But I think he's still worth keeping for another year. That's just my opinion. There's also, guys, Sambi Lokonga, Nuno Tavares, Nicolas Pepe. They're all surplus to requirements. And Arsenal are hoping that they find interest for this trio as the coming month moves on. So that's what I'm hoping to see right now. But let's move on. Cesc Fabregas, guys, bringing an end to a 20-year playing career. We say football is short, but 20 years. Remember when he was a 16-year-old and he came out and made his Arsenal debut, and now he's 36. Arsenal, Barcelona, Chelsea, Monaco, and obviously Como in Spain. He's finished with 849 appearances. That's 253 assists and 148 goals, 17 trophies. And my favourite goal, guys, is the one at the Emirates against Spurs when it was kickoff. He took the ball, ran all the way through the whole Spurs defence. He ran through the midfield, ran through the defence, and then scored a fantastic goal. And that's one of a kind. Very rarely will you see on kickoff one player just do a FIFA and go not even FIFA, sensible soccer. Sensible soccer, just run through the whole defence and then place the ball in the back of the net. And for me, it's just a shame that his Arsenal career ended so abruptly the way it did. He had to pay out his contract because he wanted to go home so badly. And I'm sure he probably regrets the way that was done now. However, the bottom line is he's still one of the Arsenal greats, and you know, we should applaud him accordingly. Now on to the Declan Rice. Where are we with Declan Rice? Arsenal and West Ham now really close to a final agreement on payment structure. Not payment, on the structure. And so the final green light is expected where he can have a medical soon. I'm hoping it's going to happen within the next 48 hours. And the day I was given was Wednesday, and today is Monday. So we're looking at the fact that the deal is in its very advanced stages, and we should see some sort of medical happening with him. And obviously this is going to take a little bit of time because he's just coming back from holidays this week. So whatever happens, he's here. Things are going to move forward. So I'm really hoping that one gets bagged within the next 48, 72 hours. I also wanted to mention, well done to Patrick Vieira. He's been appointed as the new boss of Strasbourg. And I really like that deal because the thing about black managers, guys, is you have to understand, they don't get second chances. They don't get third chances. They don't get fourth, fifth, or sixth, or seventh chances like a lot of other coaches do. So in order to get them back in the game quickly, get them learning on the process, remember he's been a manager for 5 or 6 years now. So he is quite established and experienced as a manager. So it would be good to see him get another chance and then maybe, hopefully, do well there and then find his way back into the Premier League. So well done, Patrick, for him. But for Arsenal fans, we're sitting and we're waiting for Joe and Timber to close down. And according to Fabrizio Romano, the sources are saying it would be done within the next 7 days. Negotiations are at the final stages. And I always said about this one, we offered 30, they wanted 50. The compromise, and that's always an important word to use in negotiations, is going to be around the 40 million mark. And when Arsenal came in with that 4 days ago, Ajax did not say no to the deal. Yeah, it wasn't rejected. So that's the positives in this. Player obviously is pushing very hard for the deal to get done. So I'm really happy where that is at the moment now. So payment terms are being discussed. And then it's time for a medical. So I'm really happy with that, guys. Let me know what you guys' thoughts are in the comment section below on all the current events. And I will talk to you in the next one. Peace out, guys.
Go stupid, go stupid, go stupid, go stupid, bitch. Yeah, you should've messed with me. You should've messed with me.